and my entire life does not revolve around the fact that I'm blind. I don't sit and think about the fact that I'm blind, ever. Hey guys, it's Molly here again for another video, and today I am doing the disability misconceptions tag. I don't know, like multiple people have tagged me in this video, and it's been going around for a while and I keep not doing it, and I was like, why am I not doing this? I'm disabled. I want to talk about misconceptions too. So here we are to do it. I have my friend off to the side. Jake, say hello.
Hey, what's up?
He is going to be reading the questions for me, so there'll be nice little jump cuts between every single one where I edit his voice out and repeat the question back. So that's that. Let's get into it. Question number 1. What is your disability and how does it impact you? So I am blind, for those who maybe have just stumbled upon this video. Yes, it's true. Cannot see. I have light and shadow perception, and I feel like my disability affects me in very obvious ways. I cannot see the world around me. I can't drive a car. I can't pick out colors. All of that kind of stuff. I can't read print, watch a movie in the traditional way with your eyes, that kind of stuff. But I also feel like it affects me in ways that, I don't know, I feel like I've never really talked about much on my channel, or that people wouldn't necessarily think about when you think about somebody being blind. Like, it impacts my balance. I have a horrible sense of balance, as do many people with disabilities, or not with disabilities, that's a lie. Many people who are blind, as well as people who are deaf, because balance is a combination of your inner ear and your eye for what people would call like spotting. Like if you ever are in like a yoga class or a dance class and they're like, you know, spot. It's you look at one spot on a wall to hold your balance. I can't do that, and my eyes are always shaking. In ways like that, like my balance is affected, and those are really probably the main ways. I'm also like more accident prone because, you know, can't see what's around me, so you know, the basics. Number 2 is, what is the most common misconception you experience regarding your disability? And I would say the one that I face a lot that really irritates me is people feeling like I'm supposed to look a certain way in order to be disabled. That, you know, because my eyes are like a normal color instead of being like a glossy or hazed over gray color, which some people would have due to something like a cataract. So because my eyes look like normal functioning eyes, I must not be blind. Because I don't wear dark sunglasses, I must not be blind. So for some reason, because I don't fit this like stereotype of a blind person that mainstream media has perpetuated for years and years and years, I must not therefore be blind, which is just so irritating. I don't even think it's a compliment when people are like, oh, you don't look blind, or when people are like, oh, you're really pretty, like I wouldn't have known you were blind. Like, what does my physical appearance have to do with the fact that a layer in my eye doesn't work, you know? It's like my retina is like speckled, my retina is deteriorated, my retina is diseased. The fact that a layer within my eyeball is diseased does not change my entire appearance and does not fully change who I am as a person. It is simply one aspect of me, and my entire life does not revolve around the fact that I'm blind. I don't sit and think about the fact that I'm blind, ever. Like, it's not something that enters my mind. Blindness is a part of me, it's how I live my life, but it's just like one small component. So it's not even something that enters my mind. The idea that I wouldn't be interested in makeup, or that I should wear dark sunglasses or whatever just so I can look blind, is ridiculous. I love makeup, I love fashion. I don't need dark sunglasses all the time, so I'm not going to do that just so I can be this person that everybody thinks I am supposed to be as a disabled person. Question number 3 is, which misconception annoys you the most? I mean, I can get pretty heated and passionate about misconceptions because I think that misconceptions are more harmful to people's lives than society may realize. And so I get like very frustrated because the misconceptions people hold about me because of my disability and about the disability community, like they impact my everyday life. Like, this isn't something that I hear every now and then. These are things that like I am constantly fighting against, I'm constantly battling. When I meet new people, I know that they are going to automatically have judgments or ideas of what I'm supposed to be like just simply because of my disability. And so it can be really frustrating at times. And one of the ones that definitely irritates me among many is that people think blindness is one thing. Deafness is one thing. Being in a wheelchair is one thing. You know, like nobody in a wheelchair can walk or feel their legs, and nobody, everybody who's blind sees black, and everybody who's deaf hears nothing. That's not true. Disability is a spectrum. Blindness is a spectrum. 90% of blind people have remaining vision. A large portion of the deaf community can hear something. Most people in wheelchairs can feel their legs, can even move their legs. I have a number of friends in wheelchairs that can walk. They just can't walk for long periods of time or bear weight for long periods of time. So all of these things are a spectrum, and the fact that people put us in one box, I say, like, I'm pretty much totally blind. It's like the easiest way to explain to people what I see, because all I see is light and shadow. I can't read, I can't see color, I cannot see for all intents and purposes. But then when I reference like, oh, I can see this light over here, this like box light that I'm filming with, people are like, haha, she's faking it, I knew it, she could see light. But it's like, yeah, that doesn't make me not blind, It's a spectrum, we all fall somewhere on it. Nobody with RP is going to have the same vision that I have. Like everybody with every form of blindness, every crazy amount of diseases there are out there, like none of us are ever going to see the same as one another, and none of our vision loss journeys are going to be the same as each other's. We're all unique, just like every other human out there. Number 4 is, do you do anything to combat these misconceptions? And I feel like I do. I feel like, by making videos, by being a motivational speaker and sharing my story really publicly, even just by, when a random person on the street or at Starbucks or wherever I am, like, stops and asks me a question, I feel like I'm combating misconceptions by standing there and answering and educating them and making it a part of my daily life to be so open and sharing, which, nobody with a disability has the obligation to educate. Nobody with a disability is obligated to answer your questions and take the 20 minutes out of their day to quell your curiosities. But it's something that I'm passionate about doing and will rarely say no to, because I'd rather you ask and know the truth than me not answer your questions and you continuing to hold those misconceptions or to continue to hold, your wrong ideas. So I definitely feel like by making it a part of my mission to always answer people's questions, to always be open and talking about it, and to make videos. And I even think the fact that I don't just make videos about disability, like I feel like a lot of my content actually is not specifically disability focused. Obviously, my blindness is a part of every video I do because I'm blind. It's not like I can remove that from a video, but it's not like every single video of mine is specifically about being blind, being disabled, accessibility, the disability community. So I feel like by just making regular content that any other YouTuber could or would make, I am combating some of those misconceptions about the fact that, disability is who we are instead of simply a piece of us and that kind of thing. So I don't know, hopefully. Number 5 is, what do you think society can do as a whole to combat these misconceptions? And I would say, as individual people who aren't involved or attached to disability in any way, is taking the time to educate yourself. So, a lot of my audience members, I know a lot of you aren't disabled and really don't, prior to finding my channel, didn't know anything about disability or the community. By choosing to click that subscribe button and watch my videos and watch other disabled YouTubers' videos, and choosing to educate yourself, that's a huge step that I think, as people, taking the time to understand and educate and learn, that's a really important step. And I think society as a whole, I think the media industry needs to really rethink how they're doing things. A lot of the stereotypes and misconceptions that I've talked about and that I think generally exist about disability are perpetuated, if not even started, by mainstream media and their portrayal in movies, television shows, and that kind of thing. And even just how media, in terms of newspapers or magazines, how they frame the story of disability as either a pity party or putting them on a pedestal for achieving a normal everyday thing, inspiration porny kind of stuff. If you have no idea what inspiration porn is, I did a whole video on it, I think like last year. So I will link my inspiration porn video below. I highly recommend watching it if you are interested in that kind of thing, because yeah, it just talks a lot about where misconceptions come from and like this idea of putting disabled people on the pedestal versus pity and in the media and all that kind of stuff. So I'll stop talking about that now and just like link that video below. And I feel like those are kind of some major steps that we could take. And just hiring people with disabilities, involving us in the conversation, letting us come to the table. Because I often find when I go to conferences and there's like panels about diversity, it's like you see a ton of diversity in terms of ethnic background and skin color and religion and sexuality, but like disabilities pretty much never included. And so I think just having us at the table, inviting us to be a part of the conversation is a huge step that society could take to create change. So that is the final question for this tag. That wraps it up. Pretty short and sweet, only 5 questions, which is good because I can like ramble forever. So we all know 5 questions turns into like 20 minutes. So I hope you guys found this interesting. This video was not intended for me to like complain or sound like I'm like bashing society. It's not about that. You know, I love making videos that have nothing to do with my disability. I love just getting to like be a normal creator. But at the end of the day, I am disabled and I have a lot of passion about accessibility and disability in this community, and I feel like by having a platform where I do have a lot of able-bodied viewers, I feel like a responsibility to my community to talk about some of the issues we do face and to be honest with you guys and share these thoughts and opinions and hopefully create change, hopefully start an important conversation. So if I sounded complainy or preachy or irritated in this video, it's just because I do get like heated about these things, because it can be frustrating to every day of your life, you know, be felt like you're put in this box or you're being told who you're supposed to be or that who you are doesn't line up with who you say you are. That can just be really frustrating. So getting to like sit down and openly talk about it and share some of the issues that not only I face but many other people in my community that I love and care about face is really important to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. I will link the questions down below in case any of my viewers who are disabled and create content want to make their own version and talk about the misconceptions that they face or are passionate about. I don't have anyone specific to tag because I feel like a lot of my disabled YouTuber friends have already done this video. So just search like disability misconceptions tag if you are interested in watching others, because there's a ton of them out there and everybody has their own opinion, their own experiences. Like I said, we're all unique people, so there's lots of interesting stuff out there to hear about and continue to educate yourself on. So I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you learned something new. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see me in the next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!